Speaking outside the council, Palestine's envoy beseeched the 15 members to express their collective outrage and condemnation of what he called a massacre. But those efforts fell short as the United States pointed to conflicting versions of what happened.
According to the information that we have, dozens of them have bullets in their heads. It's not like, firing in the sky to restrain people if there was confusions and chaos. It was intentionally targeting and killing. And the number that we have now is 112 have been killed, and the number is increasing, and 750 injured, and possibly the number would be increasing. This outrageous, massacre is a testimony to the fact that as long as the Security Council is paralyzed and vetoes casted, then it is costing the Palestinian people their lives. We condemn in the strongest possible terms this heinous massacre against our people.
Last week, Washington also sunk a draft resolution demanding an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza, arguing it would jeopardize diplomatic efforts on a new hostage for ceasefire deal, leaving it increasingly isolated in the Council.
The humanitarian situation for civilian population in Gaza is worsening by the day. We are confronted now with an unprecedented disaster. It's not the first time, I recall it. The Security Council has to take all its responsibilities, and France will remain committed to work with all the Security Council's members to call for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire, as well as the release of all hostages. As President Macron stated it very strongly, a ceasefire agreement is urgently needed that guarantees the protections of all civilians and the massive entry of emergency assistance.
Israel disputes allegations that its forces fired on the crowds that desperately descended on the aid convoy.
No IDF strike was conducted towards the aid convoy. I want to repeat that. No IDF strike was conducted towards the aid convoy. On the contrary, the IDF was there conducting a humanitarian operation to secure the humanitarian corridor and allow the aid convoy to reach its designated distribution point.
The United States says it's urgently seeking additional information in order to establish the facts.
Our understanding is that there was a commercial convoy delivering humanitarian assistance, that there were no UN agencies involved. They were delivering assistance, and then beyond that, we have seen obviously conflicting reports. We've seen the reports from the government of Israel. We've seen accounts from local Palestinians who were on the scene. We don't have ground truth on what happened. If there's anything that the aerial footage of today's incident makes clear, it is just how desperate the situation on the ground is. People need more food. They need more water. They need medicine and other humanitarian goods, and they need it now.
South Africa condemned what it also called a massacre.
In a statement, the Department of International Relations said Israeli forces fired on hundreds of Palestinian civilians already vulnerable due to the onslaught they've endured for more than 4 months. Pointing to its efforts at the International Court of Justice, it referred to the latest atrocity as another breach of international law and a breach of the binding provisional orders issued by the court, as it again petitioned the Security Council to call for an immediate and unconditional ceasefire, a move the statement describes as a moral and life-saving necessity. Shervin Briceby's SABC News, New York.